So you're happily retired. You're successful.
Yeah.
You mentioned Manny Pacquiao, who is not so happily retired. Seems to still be antsy about fighting. I was at the Andy Ruiz workout in LA this past week, and Sean Gibbons was there representing Isaac Cruz and part of that contingent. And he continued to suggest that a Pacquiao Mario Barrios welterweight title fight was possible. Bob Santos, the trainer for Mario Barrios, has said recently that he believes it was going to happen. What do you think of your old foil there, Manny Pacquiao, getting back in the ring again for a world title fight?
Well, obviously, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. It has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One, two. I think Manny Pacquiao. I think his C game is a lot better than anybody. A lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. He didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. That Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. So, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I actually think he can beat Barrios. Like, maybe it's
Damn.
recency bias. I saw that fight, that Barrios Fabian Maidana fight that was on the Canelo undercard.
Yeah.
I wasn't all that impressed with Barrios there.
Really?
I think, Tim, when he gets hit, his face swells up pretty quickly, and
Yeah.
I think Pacquiao's going to hit him in the face. I mean, Maidana didn't hit him much with many clean shots, and I thought he still did some damage. I don't think much of him as a puncher, especially at 147.
Okay.
So of all the guys he could fight at welterweight, I'd rather see him in with Barrios than, say, Stanionis, even a young guy like Brian Norman. Certainly not with Boots. I think he stays far, far away from Boots. But I think Barrios is at least theoretically winnable. My issue, as it always is with the WBC, like, you're out there ordering like all these fights. You're ordering Shakur to fight Zepeda. You're willing to allow a Pacquiao versus Barrios fight to move ahead, and yet you continue to just sit with your hands on your butt while David Benavidez twists in the wind. Like, that to me is the biggest issue with all this. Like, how can you as a sanctioning body allow a fight between a active world champion and a guy that hasn't fought in several years? That to me is an outstanding issue.
Well, there's there's no ethics in boxing. One, it's the wild wild west. I mean, they do whatever they want. They follow the money. That's what the sanctioning bodies do. I know Suleiman. He has my number. Every now and then he'll shoot me a text. Hey, how you doing, champ? But it's all about money, man. This is a business at the end of the day. These guys are going to do whatever is best for their pockets. So not pushing a fighter like Canelo to fight Benavidez, I mean, they're going to lose out on money if they push the issue. They push the issue too hard, But us being the boxing fans and being the boxing pundits around and kind of talking about it and being commentators and so on and so forth, we understand that it's unfair, but it's always been that way. The top guy always get the royal treatment. And he can do as he please. Again, I mean, that $250,000 that anytime he defends that title, it goes a long way for the WBC in their pockets, and they don't want to miss out on that opportunity or strip him of his championship And of course, you already know where the sanctioning body is. It's down there in Mexico, and he's Mexican, so he's going to support his kind. However, it's not right for the sport, man. It just continues again. The sport continues to slap itself in the face over and over and over. Canelo should have been on fault Benavidez a long time ago. I mean, what has it been 2 years now? He's been
Yeah.
the number one mandatory. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And if the fans are upset about it, then don't support Canelo and what's going on. That's as simple as that. Don't support it at the end of the day. But however, the fans, you already know, if it's a fight, Canelo's inside the ring, they're going to be tuning in to watch it no matter what.